supporting the government. It is obvious. Because if you are doing that, then you just give them your views. So I hope now with clarity is that I keep on giving alternative voices even in public and parliament. Because as Kenyans are very quite aware, we no longer support the government of the day and how it runs the affairs of the economy. But of course, people would want more, like some of the calls I've been having. And there is a person I asked this question. Between the issues that we've been handling that are very weighty, for example, the ones that I have cited, I have been thinking it is also important for us to have people who are soberly looking at such issues that are far-reaching to the welfare of our country, Kenya. The second thing is that, and I'm addressing this issue of many people and Kenyans on social media and also calls, WhatsApp conversations, people are telling me, sasa lazima utuambie msimamo wako wa kisiasa. I have stated one categorically, which I'm sure you are all aware even before you came here, that there is no way I can speak the same things I speak about if I am still in government. But I also want to repeat, I cannot also blame anyone who would want me to keep on explaining the same matter, and especially the people in the political space, because they are doing their job as politicians to keep you on toes. Now, the biggest conversation is, which I've had in terms of feedback, then tell us, where are you? And I want to say this with a lot of humility. I was part of the team that campaigned around the country in the year 2022. And most of the times when I tried to give alternative views and to criticize, the message that always comes to me loudly is, but you are part of these people. It is you who came to convince us. And out of that learning, probably, it has made me to be more cautious and reflective. I have taken a lot of time to look at the political scenario in the country. And I'm still taking that time because I would request and plead with Kenyans to understand my perspective. That the single most important decision that we are going to make as a country is that decision about how do we want our country to proceed. And how we want our country to proceed is bound up together with who are these individuals who will come together and do this job. And that is what the question have to answer most of the time, maybe inconclusively. The reason I am taking time and have taken time is because for me, this decision is not about my political convenience. It is about what Kenya will become. If I'm to be selfish and inward looking, I live in Kenya. I know what I need to say, and I become a sensation politically immediately. We have been on that path before. If I want to engage in a popularity contest, I know exactly what I need to say even today. But the question I want to ask ourselves as Kenyans, after that, where do we live Kenyans? And I have been working on something for the last many months. Something around that question. Objectively, in terms of the kind of Kenya we would want to have. Because it is the kind of Kenya that we would want to have that then would dictate what kind of team do we need to do this job. So I want to plead with Kenyans so that I am not pushed in the situation of the moment as the storm has been ravaging on me. It is too weighty a decision to make, and especially when there is a storm. Not that I don't know what we need to do and who we need to work with, but in terms of the deliverables to the people of Kenya. And I would request, so that I do not get into the same ditch I have been into, where I speak and I'm reminded that I was part of a certain team back then. I request Kenyans to give me 3 to 4 weeks to share my views, specific views, on that issue of political formations and the things that we need to do in terms of our Republic of Kenya going forward. I know that is underwhelming because everyone would want me to call the press and just say one thing or the other. But I am convinced, because I have experience of having been on the same path before, I am convinced with time that Kenyans that are giving us this patience will vindicate us and will be vindicated. That the kind of decision that we must make must be far-reaching in terms of what our country needs and where we need to go, and then we try to see who are these people who would come together to do that job. And in the intervening period, I'll still continue to do my job. Pahali serikali inakosea, nitaendelea kufanya hiyo mambo ya kuongea in good faith, because some of these issues to me are very important than me appearing in a rally. Appearing in a rally is important, that is fine, but I feel there are things that I need also as a leader to be sure of, to put in place, to agree with Kenyans, so that we also can be able to be very elaborate on that matter. As I come to the conclusion, niseme kidogo kwa Kiswahili baadaye. Kwa bahati ni kwamba viongozi wengi Kenya, hata wale wako katika opposition, and especially those ones, are my friends. I talk to almost all of them. Basically, almost all of them. And the majority of them are my friends. But I'm also convinced that the decision that I should take must never be based on friendship to this person or the next. Must be a decision that I can be able to defend for many more years to come. I do not want to be in a situation where a government is formed and in the December of 2027, Kenyans are dissatisfied as we did the previous time. And that is why I still plead. I need time, as I've stated, 3 to 4 weeks. I share my opinions and I share my thoughts with Kenyans, and I know they are reasonable, something I've been working on for a very long time, and I know Kenyans will appreciate that my silence has not been in vain. It has been for Kenyans, not for my political convenience. Nikisema machache kwa Kiswahili, kwa sababu ni vizuri pia tunajikakamua kutumia lugha ya taifa. Na najua pia hapa kuna watu ambao wanajua Kiswahili kuniliko, mtanikosoa na mniruhusu nichanganye kidogo kwa Kiingereza kiasi. Nataka nitumie fursa hii ya kwanza kutoa msamaha kwa Wakenya kwa disappointment ambayo nilisababisha wakati tulikuwa tunapiga kura ya finance bill pale bungeni last week.